Hello, everyone. Excuse me. Welcome back to the Italian Nikazuki live stream of chaos. I'm just going in here and opening up my YouTube, make sure everything's like flowing through correctly. And we're going to jump straight in and start on the, we're doing pick your own orders today, which means that this pile that is right here is what's getting transformed. Yeah, you guys are good. We're not really doing face cam right now. This is very informal today, I guess. I'm just gonna post a post to Instagrams, the gram, the grid, whatever the hell you want to call it. And then we'll get actually sewing. I am also going to turn this fan off because honestly, it's not like super cold in here, but it's not warm. So let's actually turn this on too. My room is such a disaster again already. It's ridiculous. No, get out of here. Okay. We're gonna do an actual post. Please stop telling me this. It's like every time I post to Instagram right now, it's like, oh, just so you know, you like are going to be posting to all the other places. And I'm like, yes, I understand. I understand. I've clicked this button every time I've posted recently. That's what bothers me. It's not that they're telling me. It's the fact that I'm being told every single time. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. You know this, right? Yes. Yes, I know this. Calm your tits. Anyway, it annoys me, obviously. We do need all of these because we do have a mini custom order. And then I'm pretty sure I'm missing pieces of stuff because this definitely this went poof on me the other day when I was looking for something else. I have grabbed the templates for the traveler slings. They're already upstairs waiting to get packed. I can't really pack any of our stuff like for carry-ons until Friday, and so I'm just like la 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 la, and I'm like, okay. I'm like ravenous to pack the kids' backpacks, but they use them for school, so yeah. Sorry, I'm like, I better finish this Instagram post and then I can actually like just dive right into all of this. Okay, so we are done cutting like sewing for stock bags for now. That does not mean that we aren't done for now, like ever, but we are done for now because, guys, guys, y'all, yeah. I am well and truly overcommitted. We are still going to try and get a lot of the, that pile, especially of the like wax canvas bags done the next couple days. 0 guarantees though. Oh, that toque would be handy for Japan. You go to the stairs. It's a little bit lighter than the other one I was thinking about. Okay, so first things first. All of these whips onto the whip bin, which is on the chair, and then the chair needs to move. Get out of here. Thank you. That chair has like not timeout whips. So we're going to see if we can get the pockets out of that. If not, we're going to have to do pockets from something else. This is just like stuffing fabric now. Okay, and then I got to lay out what we're actually got to make. This has to stay out because we got to do our leather cuts for the mini. This is going to go back into the back in a bit. Now let's just gather everything up into this bin and pretend that we didn't see it for now. Oh good, we didn't pretend we didn't see it, guys. Okay, leather. We want the leather because we need the leather for washers for the Cambridge. And like little side things. And when I'm in Japan, I'm totally going to look for another one of these. This is like the washer thing. The little guy is really good, although I might still look for another one of those because, again, it was from a dollar store. So, and the other one was from Amazon. So it doesn't surprise me that I'm not like insanely in love with it, but it should work better than it does, to be honest. Unless I don't know, maybe the leather I'm using is just too like, not the right temper or something like that. That's a good one to keep around for just stuff. These are too small for anything. I am keeping Dallas's hammer. It's my hammer now, I guess. Mostly because he tidied up the garage and didn't notice that it was gone. So, you know, it's mine now. Mine. Okay, so I do know for sure that we need these jeans because this is one of the custom orders, and I discussed it with the woman, and she wanted the black jeans. We need a small box bag from the Laundry Cats. That goes with that. So we're going to, there is a strap here I see that is already like got the proper hardware on it. So we're going to do that. And we'll just deal with it. Okay, this one has a bunch. So I'm going to just mark out which ones are the custom orders, because some of this was ready to ship. We need a Kato, and a mini. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's this one. So we're going to do that with black denim as well. Okay. And then we need 2 Kato. Okay, so this can be the Kato pile. Then I'm going to pop it here. All right. And then this is 2 Katos and a small box bag. Oh, okay, so the red is going to both make a Kato and a small box bag. Okay. And then there's ready to ship stuff there too. Okay. So let's start with the small box bag cuts. Then we'll do the mini traveler sling cuts. Actually, do I already have the olive cats in progress? I have the gold ones. I don't think I have the olive ones in progress though, do I? We have this whole stack. Who knows what's in here anymore? No, they aren't in progress. I don't remember that. Okay. I'm gonna pick up all of that into raising. It's just gonna go in the garbage. Screw it. I'm so done stepping around it right now. It's not even funny. Not in the least. Okay, that is actually a small box bag. Okay, that is a piece that was for things, but not. This actually got spoken for at the event the other day. So let's set it aside, or not even set it aside. I probably could like set it up so that we can finish it. I do need this magic bag because honestly, my shoulders could probably use it now. Okay, the one thing that's missing here is we are missing, there it is, the other drawstring. Okay, I am going to cheat the, okay, good. Put this into work. That's a good reminder. Put this into work so I'm not constantly getting distracted. Okay, that freight check's almost empty. Well, this is the experimental freight check though. We're figuring out how much it costs me per bag to do things. Okay, this is technically a custom order, but it's not like super pressing. And then what I'm going to do to kind of cheat my, like, basically I'm going to pull the fabrics for the pockets and like linings out of the pile for the bags that we had set aside. And yeah, how many kato do we have? 3? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3. These are pretty vibrant. So there we go. 3 and 4. Hi, what's up? Good. Okay, that'll work. Okay, and then that one can actually have these little blue paw prints from back here. Cool. That's for the this one. I'll go towards the sushi restaurant. There's actually 2 pockets there, and there's 2 pockets there, so that's even better. There we go. Excellent. He's like, what are you doing? Okay. So they'll need to have actual cuts of like the exterior, and then they need canvas, but they have interiors now. Okay, good. God, it's just like, of course, because I went through production cut last week, everything's just a disaster again. So, okay, so those are good. Stuffing, garbage, stuffing. Okay, good. Garbage. Yeah. Okay, there we go. When I say garbage, it's mostly leather and some interfaced pieces. Tiny amounts left. Okay, so let's do the smalls first, and then we'll do the kato, and then we'll do the mini travelers things. Okay, so we're making a kato out of this charcoal wisteria cat. Cat, did you close my window? I can't tell. Am I still streaming? It looks like I am still streaming at least. He's like wandering all around. This is why I do typically set it up. Oh yeah, I see what happened. Okay, you are being a dork. Yes, an actual dork and a pest. Okay. Small box bag from Red. Kato, small box bag. Okay, so this is the other kato, and then the other kato is from the Red, but these 2 are getting small box bags. Okay, we already have a handle here, so we can just take that out and we'll cut it in half. There's my shears. Okay, good. I was like, I didn't have my shears on Saturday because I was like, I have to trim these like things with like freaking the like drawstrings. I had to trim the drawstrings with little tiny snips, and I'm like, this is not fun. Hi, cat. What you doing? Actually, we're gonna just double check my small box bag bin and see if these were already cut, and also check in there for lining, because that is actually the one place where it's going to be a pain in the butt. Okay. Sorry. I'm like, there's no point in cutting more if I've already cut it and it's in here. So let me just disappear for a moment. Chat at you anyway, because hi, I'm me. Because I feel like we've cut these before. Well, I know we've definitely had that laundry day cap before, but it's just whether I have it now or if we've sewn both and sold both. Well, we've obviously sold both, but you know what I mean, right? So, no, I don't see it here. Okay. Actually, there isn't too much in the small box bag bin in the way of small box bags, actually. A few things, but not much. Yeah, you are a pest. Okay. Hi. You can stay, but you need to move. Bloop, bloop. Just, yep. Shuffle that way, cat. Shuffle that way, shuffle that way, shuffle that way. Shuffle that way. Shuffle that way. Shuffle that way. Shuffle. Okay. So we're going to cut the height here for the bag, and then I'll fold the wisteria out of the way because it's already got its handles. And then we will, we'll just pop it back here. And then we need to cut handle for this. Okay. Unless I just trim it down from here and we use the rest for mini, and we could actually do that. And then it doesn't take as much off of the length. Let's do that. Okay. 1. Okay, so that gets cut. These both get cut in half. And sorry that the I'm not actually sorry that the camera angle is a little bit awkward. We're only cutting a few, in theory, we're only cutting a few things today. So I was just like, I'm not moving the camera, guys. We're all adults here. You can deal. Like you get to have a gorgeous view of me, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. I don't actually have too long today. I always say this. Tuesday is such a disrupted day anyway. And then I do actually have an event with a friend tonight, and then I'll be back. I am going to attempt to get online tonight because these have to be finished today. I would prefer to get them all finished and shipped tomorrow. I'm actually running back into the city tomorrow because I fucked up today. I have to send some stuff through Chit Chats, and they were closed when I was there. And I'm like, why didn't I think to check this? And it's like, it is an order. It's a destash of fabric that needs to go out. Or not fabric, yarn. Same diff, whatever. And so that was like, oh, come on, Kitty. Rookie mistake, not checking. But Dallas and I made a good plan, because the main thing that I want to do tomorrow, while it's nice out, is take photos. So I was like, okay, well then I'll go into the city. I'll do my long run of 10K, which will give me a different viewpoint. Drop this parcel off, and I'll do my photos in the city, different locale, which will be fine. And then Blah, 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 blah. Is exactly how that happened. That's exactly what's happening. Okay, there are 2 small box bags ready to go. Now, the cotto, which there are a few to cut, which is awesome. Okay, we're gonna stack them all here because high. Okay, that one goes here because that is that order. And then we need a cotto in the charcoal and a cotto in the red. Always double checking, guys. Check twice, cut once. Hopefully. Do as I say, not as I do. We haven't. And this is the first cut from this one. Interesting. Oh no, there it is. I was like, I thought I had cut from this one because I adore this cat with like the black cat and wisteria prints for sure. Okay. That is actually not the correct number to make this an easy calculation. So let's pull it over even further, or pull it up even further, I guess, whatever you want to call it. Because then it's going down to here. Okay, there we go. Good. Okay, so that is the first cut. Then we have to cut them in. Oh, I should have laid out the other 2. Yeah, whatever. We can do that now. Okay. Sure. Let's fold this a little bit more in, just because then it'll fit on the board better. I think usually it does. Yeah. Okay. Oh, cat, you have very stinky breath right now. What did you eat? What did you eat? Whew. Okay. Those 2 done. Now these are nearly done. Done enough that we'll worry about the rest of it after I cut the other 2 here. And then we'll make sure that all 4 are ready to go. And then the back cuts of those ones are just going to get rolled over into those things. More cotto later. That's the things. Because, you know, I'm a professional. I totally know what I'm doing. Totally know. I definitely know. It's not like I'm performing rocket surgery. That's legitimately what popped in my head. I was thinking brain surgery or surgery, like something highly skilled. And then I was thinking that it's not rocket science because they are getting everything ready to actually make the next moon like orbit launch here, which is super fucking cool, especially because it's there's a Canadian astronaut headed out, which is fucking really cool. So I'm really excited about that. Anyway, I am not doing rocket science nor brain surgery or rocket surgery or brain science. So I know what I'm doing. Mostly. Kind of. Some days. It is questionable some days if I know what I'm doing. So if you're kind of sitting there like, Katie, are you sure? I'm here for it. I know. I don't know what I'm doing either. What was I telling my eldest last night? It's like everything's just practice, right? Because they're like, well, I'm not very confident. I'm like, well, all you can do is practice because like I'm 36 and I am not confident. Like, or I'm still practicing confidence, right? Or like all of this. I don't know. How do you, okay. Parents, sound off in the comments. How do you teach your littles confidence? I don't know how else, because like it's kind of one of those, it is a skill and it does need to be practiced, and I'm like, but I don't know how to teach it. I definitely was never taught confidence, at least at home. And this little person is so sweet and like all of this, but it is a recurring thing of like even schools, like, okay, they need to do, like, they need to be able to, they need to speak up for themselves, and I'm like, yeah, okay, but how are we supposed to teach them that? That's part of going to school, right? So I did tell them that they were doing a really good job about speaking up, like, with their sibling. Because I'm like, okay, well, maybe that'll help and stuff like that. And they're like, I know. And I'm like, okay, well, practice with your friends. And here's the thing. If your friends are, like, pushing back, maybe they're not very good friends. I didn't, like, phrase it that way. But that was the gist of what I was going for. We are having some boundary pushing from another little kiddo at school and stuff. So it's like, all right, practice with them because my goodness, this is not cool. So, and I am pissed right off about the interactions that I'm hearing about. I'm like, ugh. Not at my little person. And realistically, not at the other little person either. However, it really does bring into, like, question what they're getting taught at home. I'm just like, ugh. I do not think you have a good home life. I'm very sorry for that kiddo, but you can't take it out on my kid. Right? Like, ugh. I thought navigating life as an adult was bad enough, but trying to help your kiddo navigate life, dude, is just like double whammy. Hey, get out of here. We love you too, but get out. I don't want to cut you up. We need to trim Dahlia's nails before we go. It's all the wrap up stuff now, folks. We're getting ready. And I'm excited. Super excited. All right, so those are all going to become kato later. We'll finish the processing of this. We'll do the canvas at the end, just because that'll be easier. Okay, now we can cut so that the drawstring comes out of here, or we can cut so it comes out of the other portion. Looking at it, we want this side of it to be cats, or to be the portion, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna line it up there with a proper inch line, because then I'm able to, like, trim it. So what I do now is we go in, we decide which side we're cutting down, and then I do a okay, and then I'll just do the cut down for all of them at the same time. Okay, so that one would include that and those two, or it would include that and them. I think that and them. Although they're getting two of the same print. So do you know what? Let's flip it, and then they can have them because they'll be nicely centered. You're like, I don't know what you're talking about, Katie. I know. I'll be back. We'll come back and we'll do the things afterwards. Let me get my cuts done, and then you'll see it when I, like, actually sew it. Sorry. I know, a little bit boring today. Yeah, it's a bit boring to watch today. Sorry. But we'll be at the sewing table as soon as I'm done this portion. Well, and I guess, like, interfacing. Cuts and interfacing, y'all. Cuts and interfacing. Ooh, I just realized that I've got a really cute dress shirt print that will actually work extremely well for one of the mini travelers that's on order right now. 30, so we're gonna do there. Good. I'm gonna go a little bit generous on the inch line, and then, you know, we're good. Not the worst. Okay. That's the correct amount there, and then these will be the drawstrings when we get there. Actually, no, they will not be. We have to trim these down as well. These, however, are ready for interfacing, so they're gonna bloop out there. You are a pest. Full on pest, hey. He's like, I'm going to chew on you because you're giving me percussive maintenance. He's all like, and now I will groom myself because I am offended by you performing percussive maintenance. Percussive maintenance being the tap, pap, 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 pap. Yeah, he's like, no, I'm not here for this. I was just here to hang out. They are both both him and Dahlia are in a complete panic right now. So we've had the suitcases out for a little bit. I don't know why. Just because excitement. But they've been out for a bit and they were like, and then we've been home for a while. And then they moved yesterday because we over the last couple of days actually, because we've been packing, and now they're all panicked because we've been packing. I'm just like, I'm sorry. So they've been hanging out super close, being all like, what is going on? Why is it going on? Etc. Okay, now there's the drawstrings ready to get sewn. So ends hemmed and then basted. Now we've got a mini out of the cat's whiskers on olive. Where, really? Who ordered that? Where'd that order sheet go? Okay, I know for sure about this one. Okay, and then there's cats, laundry day cats, and then I know about the wisteria. Oh, it's because it's this one with the dogs. Okay. Cat's whiskers on olive. Okay, good. So it is, we're going to do this one, and we've also got the little black cats with Japanese sweets. Okay. What did we do last time? We cut it so it was like, we ended up having, so it was could be made into a small box bag, right? I think. Is that what happened? And then we could end all of the other sundry eyeglass cases and everything. Is that, yeah, I feel like the eyeglass case is a little bit taller maybe than everything else. So let's grab that template. And then, what you doing back there, bud? What you doing? What you doing? What you doing back there? It's like, how dare you touch me, lady? What you doing? What you doing? What you doing back there? Okay. The fish. The fishy, fishy fish. The Swedish fishy fish. Okay. How tall are you? Yeah, you are a little bit taller than what I would cut typically. Are you what I think you would be? Yes, actually. Okay. Because then we can do the mini traveler sling from one cut, and then we can do a small box bag from this cut as well. Where did the templates go? Right there. Right where they should be, of course. La 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 blah blah blah. Okay, I was like, where's the fronts? There's the fronts. Because then this can go beside it, easy peasy. And then honestly, because this is a non-directional print, we can even get the handle out of this cut without any hardship. Okay, cool. So we're going to cut it at there. This will be a little bit large for the traveler sling, but honestly, it's less wasteful in some ways because we're able to get all these other products out of it at the same time. Realistically, I could even shuffle the box bag size a little bit if I really wanted to. So maybe we'll experiment with that a little bit too. Probably not, but I've had worse ideas. Okay, that is not. Wait, yes it is. Is it? It's supposed to be there. There we go. Why am I whispering? So I don't scare the fabric. There. Got it. Okay, why didn't I lay the other one out? God damn, Katie. It's like I could have laid the other one out. Oh, well, I can lay the other one out on top and then, or underneath. And then we'll be good. Okay, there is actually not much of that fabric left either. It's probably under 1 meter left. Raw edges in, raw edges in. There we go. Boom. Okay. lay it out. Actually, it doesn't. Well, yeah, we'll lay it out anyway. Harumpha grump. I don't know why. Okay, where is your end? Oh yeah, I'm positive I've cut into this one. Okay, good. Harumpha grump. Harumpha grump. Harumpha grump. Okay. Dream it down, dream it down, dream it down now. I'm listening or re-listening because of course I've listened and read this book multiple times. But anyway, I'm re-listening to Howl's Moving Castle right now and really enjoying it. I had one of my last runs in Canada before Osaka Marathon on February 22nd. I will be posting my bib number and stuff closer to the date. I do have it. I am officially like logged in and ready to pick everything up. Absolutely terrified. I'm just like, so training actually went very well. I would say I've maintained okay. I have complained about it this whole fucking thing, but honest to God, I hate marathon training. But realistically, the main thing that I seem to have done is I've maintained my muscle mass, more or less, and also like general condition. So I don't know if I've actually gotten a lot faster, but I haven't lost any speed either. And that is in part because in August I did start on Ozempic for my diabetes. It has pulled my sugars into range so well. And then the nice side effect is that I have been losing weight on it. However, marathon training and a calorie deficit do not sync up well. So that has been a curve that I did not anticipate when I signed up to run Osaka Marathon. So that's just been what it is, right? So we're working probably about the same level or maybe a bit of improvement, not as much as I wish I could have seen, but better than nothing at this point. So yeah, it is what it is. I am terrified though, because I did go to do my long run the other day and something happened between my hip and my knee, and my God, did it hurt. So I am seeing my physio on Thursday morning, and we'll see what happens. So right now we're basically I'm at the point where it's okay, I've done as much as I can do, really, and all I can do. And now it's all up to race day conditions, which who knows what they're going to be, because it's okay, it could be rainy, it could be windy, it's not just body condition now, it's up to fate. It could be fucking cold and my muscles might cramp up because it's cold, right? So, but we're done the training. We're in taper. I'm in taper. I've got I usually go for spin yoga tomorrow, but I decided not to. I'm just going to be doing yoga on Friday, or not tomorrow. Tomorrow's only Wednesday, Thursday, all that jazz. So it's good. I am, like I said, yeah, I am excited and terrified. And honestly, when you're going for big goals like this, I think a little bit of terror is not the worst thing. But what it seems like my body has probably hit for sure is they're not separate systems, but they're different training, is that I've hit the upper end of my musculoskeletal abilities, and not my cardio abilities anymore, which, hey, that is an improvement. I'll take it. So okay, I'm just trimming out the leg here, because that's what we're going to use for the mini traveler slings. We've got 2 to do, so we're going to trim the backs of both legs off. There we go. And then I'm actually going to go grab a Coke Zero, because the Hi, I need some more caffeination. Should I make a coffee? Yes, but I don't feel like drinking a coffee. I had a like extra large Tim's this morning, so that was enough there. What I could use is a nap, but that is not happening for the next few days. Maybe on Sunday, once we're at the hotel, I'll have a nap, like midday nap, so that we can do more shift into Japan time. These are Calvin Klein jeans. They were dug up at the Goodwill bins. Because for whatever reason, I don't get as many, like a lot of what, okay, that made me sound ungrateful. I'm not ungrateful. A lot of my denim is from my local Buy Nothing page. I take people's denim that like has holes and blah, 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 right? Because you can't donate a lot of that. However, it does not seem like a lot of black jeans and pants make it into that. So I tracked these down at the Goodwill bins instead, which, hey, I'll take it. Jeans, they're cheaper to buy there than they are in store still, even though the denim is quite a heavy material. Yeah, still cheaper. Because I think it's like $1.75 a piece sort of thing at the bins, so, or per pound. So now I am a lazy upcycler and I do just trim a lot of my hems off. I do know that a lot of people use the hems, but they go into my like get out of the house bin now, and they get used hopefully for stuffing or like other people's projects. So yeah. Anyway, this is a really like an actual true black as well, so they're going to work really well for these two bags. I am excited to make this. So I know a while back I was also being extremely picky on how these got like laid out and stuff like that, but honestly, we're just gonna go with like the best we can do, right? So okay, what I do need to do is I do need to make sure that these two layers are actually aligned, because otherwise that doesn't work. We'll still tighten up as much as we can on like seams and stuff like that, because obviously that's still better, but yeah. Okay, I want my chalk pen, please, because I'm not going to be able to see anything else for markings. Pink chalk. Oh yeah, I definitely need some refills when I'm in Japan. Now the crazy part of this is, do I add on the other ones that we're supposed to be making that haven't been finished yet? Maybe. Okay, that's a slip pocket. That's the front angle pocket. I need the back pocket still. Interesting. Where did it go? Okay, dump you out. I don't know why I put you all away earlier, because realistically we need all of you anyway. Okay. That is spring roll pouch. Good thing I've marked all of these. That's for the denim. That's a traveler sling, like a large, not a mini. Okay, spring roll. Belt bag. Cake cozy. I guess I could also just take one of the ones we just cut out last week for the big restock. And really, who cares? It's the same thing. Okay. That's what's gonna happen. Okay, I should actually set myself an alarm, because I do need to go upstairs and make myself dinner. Grandparents are feeding the kiddos tonight, which is really nice. They're while I'm out with this friend. So I probably, I should set it for like I don't know what, I have to usually head out around 5, so set it for like 4:45, so I can stuff my face with, Dallas made like an absolutely massive pot of spaghetti last night. It's like, you got spaghetti for days, and I'm like, thank you, that's exactly what I wanted, because I don't want to cook this week if I don't have to. I have too much shit to do, right? Like, thank you for cooking for us for the week. Too much shit to do, for sure. Okay. Sure. No, we are just going, no, we're going to focus in on the customs rather than trying to sneak in any others. And then we'll focus in on the other ones to finish. Which one should we finish first? Do we think I should do a launch for, yes, obviously we should just be making ones that then I can launch a new product right after or right during the end of our Japan trip. I think that's an excellent choice, to be honest. I am actually charging up my proper camera for Japan, which I have not done. Actually, I should use it tomorrow, even for these photos, because the main reason I've been using the phone for the past while is that, well, I don't really have a good reason outside of that iPhotos is fucking amazing, and there's no way to add those photos into the, like, oh right, in the editing of them in the photos. Shit. Also, good point, I need to bring my tripod tomorrow because I am taking product photos while I'm out tomorrow. Okay, there's the denim done and ready. And now we're going to go in and cut the backs, and then we just got to decide on shirts to upcycle for these guys. Now, I do already have a lot of straps done because we had a lot of straps cut for the other mini travelers things, so I am pilfering them for these custom orders. If we need to cut it, if I get to the point where I need to cut a few more, I'm just not a big deal, right? So, whatever. Actually, make sure it's unfolded, Katie. Actually, make sure it's opened up. There we go. There we go. Like this. Yeah, we already have the dark thread in, so these are going to be super easy to sew as well. Those don't need any interfacing. Okay, so we have a purple paisley right here that's going to look really good with the, this will look really good with the Sweets cats. Oh God. Bins are falling. Bins are falling. We don't want bins to fall. There we go. Anyway, so this is like this one guy. And then we'll use this for the actual like lining. It's a very light paisley, so that's going to look good, I think. Is that the collar? Yeah, okay, yeah, the collar's really stiff on this one. What the hell? Actually good interfacing in it, probably. Okay, so that'll be the lining for that one. And then, ooh, the whiskered cats. The whiskers. Whiskers. We could do. Probably should be a fairly dark one because it's like a fairly, like a neutral. Ooh, this would look good, probably. Okay, let's go with this guy. So I've got this like blue and black here. I think it's blue, gray, and then it would go with that. Yeah, I think that's good because realistically this is a fairly neutral pattern, like color-wise, and this is a fairly neutral pattern color-wise. Perfect. Okay. And then, so to upcycle a shirt, what we first do is we trim off, or at least this is how I upcycle a shirt. I trim off the button band. Actually, mostly I've been doing cuts in the button band and then being bad and just tearing up the front, literally. It's kind of how I upcycle my kimono as well, as I just like pop and pull like that. Much faster than trimming it. There is not a lot of salvageable fabric in the button bands because one is like full buttons and the other is full of buttonholes. So I do still have to figure out what the hell I'm doing with collars and buttonholes or button bands, but for now, that's how we process that off of there. And then I trim the collar off because I find that tearing it off mostly leads to disaster. So, like that. And then this is a nice piece of something for something later that are just going on the floor. And then I trim down the shoulder here. Open up like a shoulder seam so that I can reach the sleeve. Because what we're using mainly for the mini traveler slings are sleeves. Now it looks like the pockets for the cotton and wax canvas traveler slings can be made from the dress shirts, but for now the main focus that we have is sleeves. And for today is sleeves. We're not adding more traveler slings to the fray right now. These are custom orders. They have to be done. We're not adding more to my let's try and finish it before Japan pile. Just cuz pile, right? So, although we do have a retreat on Saturday, the crochet retreat pop-up. I'll be vending there, and that is at the Winston Heights Community Center. And it is open only for retreat attendees from 1 till 2, and then it is open to the public from 2 to 4. Free to attend, all that good stuff. And if you're interested in attending a crochet retreat, I would highly recommend it. You'll all talk to Anna Marie while you're there, and she'll get you all the details. I think the next one is in June. And that's part of why I want to get some of like the other stuff sewn. Like we're not just going to stand around and photograph stuff because I want to get other things sewn before we do that. It is really tempting because tomorrow's a little bit more disruptive of a day. No, photos is a good idea tomorrow. But then it's like if I finish and then finish whatever I finish tomorrow night's what's going to end up going into the update, I guess, because realistically I won't have any time to photograph on Friday or Saturday. Okay, so there's the sleeve off of the shirt, and then we're going to, what I have been doing that I found has been good is I have figured out a way to use the cuffs. So I'm trimming the placket, which is the piece that runs up the sleeve, off, because we won't use it in the next upcycle. So the more work I do now, the less work there is later. These will need, a lot of them are going to need a little bit of a trim up, but whatever. So that the cuff gets thrown to the side negligently, pretty much. We are going to use it later, but I've got a different place for it. And then I trim out the placket, which is, again, that little one that runs up the sleeve with the, like, extra buttonhole usually. And then I make sure that, like, it's opened up, and we run it down, and we trim the shirt sleeve seam as close to that seam as possible. Yeah, I use my belly as like a counter, and we just pinch it and trim like that. Whee! And done. So there we go. There's one. Same here. Trim it down. Trim up the placket. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I need to go get a Coke and a Tylenol, actually. My brain's like, you are done. I'm like, okay. Probably sleep. And we did drink a little bit more wine yesterday than I think either of us intended. was worth it. And I think, honestly, maybe not even that. It could also be weather. Cochrane is like Chicago. Cochrane is like notorious for Chinooks, and that's definitely what's happening right now. My friend who has like migraines is just constantly getting them right now. It's like, ugh. Okay, I'm gonna go grab my drink and Tylenol. I'm gonna take you along with me here in one moment. Up the stairs we go. The classic caffeine pain med combo. Woo. Oh, and if I grab my water bottle, that would be good too. So like, I'm gonna grab a piece of Dallas's banana bread while I'm up here. You made banana bread the other day, and it's really tasty. All right. All the beverages, except for coffee, because I don't feel like drinking coffee right now. Piece of banana bread. Keep us fueled. Shirt sleeves to interface. And do the other one. And then, actually, I'm wondering if I should go up and have a nap. And then be ready to work more tonight. I have a feeling that's the more sane option so that like I don't kick off any colds either. It's like I don't need to be sick right before we go to bed or a marathon. We'll see how we do here. I think if we get these all to the point of like being able to sew them tonight, that's perfect. Ooh, that's a hard seam to see. All right. Good job, whoever sewed this, because my goodness, that seam is practically invisible. At least the second one. The other one is like the felled part of it is top stitch, but the side that's closer to the sleeve is really hard to see. There we go. Okay. All right, so that's 2 more that are really technically processed out of the pile. I probably need to go do another bin dive after we get home, maybe. I love how my goal was to be like, we're gonna totally have all this like sewn, all the stock for April is gonna be sewn before I go to Japan. Oh, poor naive Katie. I don't know what it was about this like early part of the year that was just errands upon errands, but apparently that's what the start of the year was just all the errands. This feels like a really short sleeve, so hopefully it's got enough fabric for pockets. If it doesn't, then we'll like take some of the body, but it would be nice if we could just do the sleeves like we have for everything else. I haven't run into it with a lot of them, but some of them on the last round were pretty tight. But let's open up this one and we'll see if this one is too tight or not. It shouldn't be in theory, but I guess you never know. Okay, so open, and then what I do is I lay everything out that needs cutting, and as long as it fits on this one, I don't like the other one. Obviously, it'll fit on too. So, yeah, tight again. Lovely, yay, fantastic. Oh, I know where that pocket is. It's over here because we have to do the cutting, like the welt pocket prep over here. Can I do it? I think if I do it over here, we can do it. Barely. You go there because you fit. And you... Oh, you fit. It's tight. Yeah. Barely. It fits. Barely. Like right on the edge there. Okay. I'm going to take a photo of this because then when I go to lay it out later, I know how I did it. Tight, tight, tight. Okay, good. Okay, I need to like be able to see that. Yesterday Dallas was like, I have a run on the like Wednesday that we arrive, or Thursday that we arrive, or whatever it is. Wednesday, I think. And I'm like, okay. what do you want to do? And he's like, well, maybe I'll run around the airport. And I'm like, it might be kind of hard, right? And then we looked closer and he's like, nope, I'm going to run around Tokyo, like the Imperial Palace grounds. I'm like, that's probably better. And honestly, as long as you're okay with me exploring with the kids, we'll just go explore. It's only like a half-hour run or something, like 5K, which realistically will only take him about half an hour. So, like, honestly, instead of just getting straight back onto a train, I actually prefer that. Let's actually go into the, like, off the train for a little bit. And he's like, yeah, like, or what I said is, it's like, realistically, it doesn't matter that much because all we're doing that day is transiting. I have zero plans outside of when we're in Kyoto, I want Mr. Donut. Give me an angel cream. I don't care. That's all I want that day. Also, disaster has struck. Not really. I am being hyperbolic. Anyway, hyperbolic. But kind of disaster has struck. New Delhi, which was my favorite curry place in Japan. Best East Indian curry I've had in my life ever. Hands down. Nan bigger than your face. All of this. They closed, guys. They are no longer in business. Now, it is another East Indian restaurant there. So I'm wondering if that just kind of like changed hands within the family or what happened. I'm really sad right now. Yeah, I'm actually really sad. I'm like, God dang, I just wanted curry. But here we are, curryless for now. We'll go try the other place because I'm like, well, maybe it's as good or better. Who knows? But yeah, I'm actually extremely upset that I did not get another opportunity to eat there. Because the last time we ate there was I think Dallas's last trip. And it's just like, it is out of the way, so we didn't get there as often as I wanted. And I'm just like, oh. But if you don't use it, you lose it, right? So the only person that holds blame in this is me. Damn it. Okay, let's do this. Because realistically, what we need to do is we just need to trim across at that length right there. And that should give us a pretty accurate cut. And then we need to trim down for actual small box flag linings. I have a massage booked for tomorrow. I am so excited for. Actually, I think what's going to happen is I'm going to end up doing a lot of photos tomorrow. And then we're going to come home and do a little bit of sewing so that I have more to photograph. And then we'll do a little bit more sewing again on Thursday. No. Yes. And then photographs like in the afternoon on Thursday. And then that's where I call it. I don't know how else to do it. So. Okay. I pilfered Kato linings and pockets from the pile that's already set aside right there. So we're going to ignore. We don't need to cut any Kato linings for this. I am going to trim this down a little bit so that's in line at minimum. Technically, the lining should be a little bit smaller, but we're going to ignore that right now. These both need a good ironing anyway, so let's pop them over here. Flynn, don't sit on my laptop, dude. Oh, you're a dork. You better not have turned it off. No, we're still ticking along. Okay. Okay, fine. I'll move the laptop because apparently it's a cat magnet today. And it's all like, I'm going to get the cat. Cut. He's like, put me down. Put me down. I don't know why you had a slight German accent there because you are a Norwegian forest cat, not a German forest cat. Who knows? It's all good. Okay. All of this needs ironing. Those are orders. We're good. All of this needs ironing. Okay. What was the other thing we needed to cut? We just need to do interfacing, right? I have pockets. I have interiors. I have the Kato exteriors, and the drawstrings are already cut off. Canvas. We need canvas. Yes, this is very important that we get canvas for these bags. Okay, so canvas next, and then interfacing, and then we're done. Why are you so cranky? Why are you cranky? I'm cranky. I know why I'm cranky, though. I want vacation time. I am Nomura Taylor House, which is like the sister store to Nomura Taylor, which is where we buy our fabric in Kyoto. Posted a cat fabric last night. I'm like, oh, it was so cute. Exactly what we're looking for. Sorry, I'm going to talk and eat. Okay, we had 4. Okay. Only problem is that I have this like random line. So you know what we're going to do? I am actually going to even it up along that line because it does a jog, Tetris jog. And then we'll do what we can to get what we can out of this section. And then we'll do what we can to get like, and then we'll just cut the rest of it out of the roll probably. All right. So we have 4 Kato that need canvas. This is actually not quite large enough. Okay, good. That's actually not the worst thing. But we have 1 that we can use here. Yes, I'm going to cut them a little bit larger and then we will trim down. It's all good. Calm. Serenity now. Blah, 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 blah. I kind of know what I'm doing most days. Most days. Okay, 1, 2. There are 3. Okay, yeah, that is the right height. So those are, and if we have 4, we actually need 8. So this is 3 of 8. There's a couple spare pieces for future projects. Is this large enough? Yeah, yes it is. Look at that. So we have 2 so far. 2. Oh, oh, oh. And then I'm pretty sure the best way to cut this is to actually have it laid out this way because they're like that wide, and this canvas is quite large. I'm pretty sure it's like, yeah, that's the most even divide I can do is that. Okay, sure. Here we go. Again, we are going to go a little bit wider just because then if I waver while I'm cutting, hopefully it doesn't impact our cut too much, right? So this is the timing where I'm like, God damn, I wish this was in the center of the room. And like I had a massive studio cutting space. This is when I would love it. Okay, that is cranky because the roll is not round because the canvas is too heavy. Okay, anyway. So we've got 2 already. There is 3. Three and a half. 4. And then actually, because we're here, oh, you've already got, no. Well, you fancy pants, you already got it. You just need a lining. Okay. The rest of this is going to go in and under with the rest of the kato. Like on top of the bin for now. So we have it for later. Okay. So what is your cut? Really? I thought it was smaller than that. Okay. Math time. Math time. I have done my selection for my knitting projects. I'm going to take the pompadour or yarn for the pompadour because my eldest saw mine and they were like, oh, I love it and I want it. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll knit you one. That's fine. So I'm taking some Aran Lily and Pine yarn. They don't dye anymore, but I was like, this is too perfect for this. Okay, that still works. This is actually a little bit too tall. We're going to trim everything down to the correct height and width, and then we will do interfacing. This is the correct height, not the correct width yet. Yay! Because, you know, nothing like everything being a little bit different. And just ever so slightly off, not like insanely off either. Okay, I think this is too many layers, so we're going to split up. Also realized today that we probably should be filling out Valentine's cards for the kiddos. Because then they can go to their friends while we're gone. Okay, and then this is a nice straight edge from what I can tell, so we're going to measure from here. So we can do a little smackety smack to get everything aligned probably. There we go. Oh. Oh no. Wait. How wide is this? I messed up. Okay, so we did not cut them to the correct width. God damn. That's super annoying. Okay. And wasteful. And this is actually the width that we need. And the height that we need. Here I was thinking that we were set. Okay, well. This is folded over, so let's just cut it down. Cut it down, cut it, and it's not big enough. Fuck me. Okay. I just hate having to like roll and unroll that roll of canvas all the time. Okay. It is fine. No, maybe it's not. Never mind. Okay. Should have measured it first. Lesson learned. Kind of. Until next time. All right, well. There's at least 2 here, and then we'll unroll, and we'll trim down the other 2, and then blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's make this actually a line there. Okay, then I'm going to make sure that we account for selvage and trim that off because it is pretty frayed over there. Okay. So, a line on this side. Trim down this side. So So we've got 1 for sure and 2 for sure. I see 2 for sure that we'll be able to use. This definitely needs still a little bit of TLC for this one. It's like crooked. There. Okay, it's okay. Yeah, okay, I can get 2 out of this. One. And 2. There we go. Okay, so 1 and 2, and then we'll need to do 3 and 4 off of the rack. Okay. Oh well, now, so that does tell me that how I cut it was very even, because they're all the same width, but, oh my goodness. Annoying. Okay. Yeah. So it's like it's bent the roll out of shape, but then there's not enough weight left on it to actually keep it like kind of in the correct shape either. Yay! Of course. Okay. Nope, never mind. That was not a very straight cut either. Whoa! Okay, well, we'll start over here, I guess. Do 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 do. Okay, there we go. Now we'll trim it down. And then we'll have 4. Oh my goodness. I was kind of hoping that I was going to be able to like use that tube for the wax canvas, but apparently not. Requests are, yeah, no. It's like too cranky. Oh well. Okay. Fold it up, fold it up, fold it up. So I only have to do 2 more cuts. We'll account for the selvage here. Hopefully, yep, there we go. That's much better. Correct width, especially on the one side. Okay, so there's another bag. 1 and 2. Good. Now this goes under for later kato cuts. And then we trim this down. There you go. Actually, I want it to go this way. So it's the selvage. Okay. There is the correct width. I'll put it on the correct width line, and then we'll trim it down on both sides. Actually, yeah, we'll put it in with some extra so I can trim down any like overlap on this side. And that's still aligned there, so we're good. Good. And then there we go. Alrighty. Now we'll go in and we'll do the interfacing. And then that is just a pile of rejected canvas. Yay! Okay, these are actually trimmed to the correct width, I think. Yes. Good. Okay, interface. Actually, first we need to iron the pieces, and then we will interface the pieces, and that's a draw. Okay, where is, I think I actually put the board back and away instead of remembering that I need to keep it out. Yay. Okay, here is the ironing board. Ironing board, ironing board. Here we go for the ironing board, ready to do interfacing. Okay, so we need to do the inters on the small box bags, the pockets and the exterior. Right, no, first things first. We are going to, oh my goodness, that Tylenol actually helped significantly. Sometimes Tylenol doesn't do anything, and then it's like today, it's just like, wow, here you go. I am effective. I'll take it. Especially because my doctor's like, so you probably shouldn't be taking Advil anymore to protect your like kidneys. I'm like, okay, good to know. Sometimes that's all that touches this stuff, but okay, we'll try. Actually, it's been okay so far, so I'm like, okay, well, we can stick with that for now. Okay. Plug it in, plug it in, plug it in. And then we're going to shuffle as much as we can over this way so that we've got enough on this side. We don't actually need any water in there. Good. So what we're doing first is we're just ironing all the exterior pieces because a lot of them are cranky and need an iron before we start pressing, interfacing onto them. Just like we do with the obi and the kimono. The interior here, which is actually what's getting the interfacing, does not need that, but the interiors for the minis and stuff like that definitely do. And yes, I 100% double up on these with my iron as well. Lynn, don't be a jerk. Yes, what's up? I know you're worried about us leaving. We are leaving here soon, but not yet. We had to have everything done before, or like at 98% before Dallas went to work this week. Because he is literally coming home to get on the plane. So we're also like watching the forecast like, okay, let's hope this like doesn't fuck us over royally. So I think we're going to be okay. The forecast has actually cleared up significantly in the last 24 hours for him. So yay. And who knows what's going to happen on our end too. Everything looks good right now, but they have been actually delayed significantly. Well, 30 to 40 minutes, which honestly could be the difference for him in some cases. Like it should have taken off by this point. But you know, is that tomorrow's? Yeah, so it's okay. So today it wasn't actually that late. And they've been landing really early. So, like, that's nice. I'll take it. They're scheduled to land at like 4:20. But they've been landing at like actually, so today's estimated arrival time is 3:18. So I'm like, yeah, I'll take it. Oh, right. We need to interface those handles. Because we'll get there and we'll have to ship luggage and like... We actually are staying at Narita that night because it was like the cost to stay at Narita was, I think, half to third cheaper than heading into Tokyo. I'm like, all right, I'll take that. I'll take $100 room versus like 200 or more. And like then we're on the train in the daytime, etc. So this is also good. Yeah. Yes, if you are uncomfortable, you should leave, cat. I am working with steam. I am uncomfortable around it. And this is required. He's like, I'm going to go lay on the desk. Good spot. All right, so there's one dress shirt sleeve that we're going to use for one mini traveler sling. I'm going to iron the second one. These ones do have to be pressed separate just because they literally have come out of the dryer and I have done nothing else to them. I usually try to like iron stuff before I store it. That isn't happening with all of these even, but part of that is because they were just washed and dried and now they're sitting in my room waiting to be processed. And they are significantly easier to iron once I've opened them up for obvious reasons, because ironing shirts in the round is, yeah, shitty. I don't like doing it. But yeah, we've got quite a bit more over there to process. I think we ended up with something like 65 shirts or something like that. No, 49 shirts. Something like that from the Goodwill bins. I also was at Goodwill the same day. Bought a bunch of stuff before I was like, wait, if I go to the Goodwill bins, they're probably cheaper. And lo and behold, yes, they are. So yeah, and then they get all washed and dried when I get them home so that if there's any ick factor, it should be taken care of. Because obviously when you're buying... Oh, sorry guys, I just realized that my microphone is like facing away from me for some reason. So hopefully this is better sound quality now. Anyway, yeah, it's like I do wash on hot and dry on hot all of the shirts before I use them. The only thing that does not get washed in this house before use is waxed canvas, because you can't wash waxed canvas. And the actual like lining that I use for the small box bags and stuff like that, because it's on a great big gigantic roll. Can you imagine washing a 65-meter roll of fabric? Sorry guys, it's not happening. So nearly everything gets treated as though it was already in a bag. Now with the mini traveler things, like I don't typically suggest washing them. You can, if you're comfortable with like leather treatment. The big hesitations being like the hardware is metal and not non-removable, which is actually an argument maybe to make it removable. And then you could like swap straps between everything. Oh. Anyway, the flight from Calgary to Narita right now is actually nearly at, like, it's going over the coast mountains right now. Yay! And the turbulence reports are saying that it's all light turbulence right now, which also, yay! Thank goodness. That's my big, I know it's not a big deal, but it's what I don't, it's like, ugh, I still don't like it. Anyway, yeah, they're well over BC right now. Already, they only left at 1:50. I guess it's almost 2 hours then. An hour and a half. Get customs done today, because then they can all be shipped tomorrow. With chit chats. Because I actually don't have another opportunity where chit chats is open this week. that I would run in unless I like postpone tomorrow's trip till Thursday, but we're not going to do that because that's dumb, I think. That is dumb because Thursday is the least disrupted day, so we should keep that as an at-home day to finish up all this other stuff and photograph it. Okay, so next is interfacing. I'm going to just dump the rest of the water that I have in these bottles into the iron. And then we're going to do the tack down press with the interfacing, and then we will still throw it under the steam press because that still presses it the best, typically. I almost gripped the front of this iron to pop that in. That would have been sad. We would have all been very sad. Because my God, that would hurt. All right, but disaster averted, thankfully. These are all not things I need to press. Those are all the things I need to press are behind me. Actually, I am going to throw the denim underneath quick too because it's not terrible, but it's going to be happier with a little bit of manures. Get that chalk away from it. Like that. Especially like these pieces. Oh yeah, okay. I don't normally press the denim, but honestly, it might not be the worst idea to start doing it. Yay, there we go. Better. I did actually improve it. Let's do the bases too, because they're right here. Why not? Yay. Woo. Oh yeah, we watched the Super Mario Bros. Movie the other day. The one that came out I didn't realize that it came out in 2023. That's like, I was like, didn't it just come out like last year or the year before? Which I guess, granted, is yeah, we just started 2026. But anyway, it came out in 2023 and I'm like, shocked Pikachu face. Realistically. And I was like, what? I am so, we used to go to the movies all the time pre-COVID. And all of this, and then just like post-kids. Well, part of it is that post-kids, just, it has not happened. The last movie we saw in theaters was Moana 2. Part of it is the studios are not advertising as well right now. And I'm like, I am exactly the perfect demographic for all of your like movies. So why the fuck aren't you like advertising to me? Like, I don't know. I got a Bumble advertisement today and I'm like, what about my profile says that I want like a relationship or like that I'm not married? Bumble. I'm like, no, irrelevant. But anyway, I'm like, the stuff that I've saved should indicate woman in her 30s, married with children. I don't know, maybe it's all the smutty content I like. They're like, no, married women can't like that. Moms can't like that. Maybe that is actually it. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, I do. And I follow Disney and everything like that too. And it's like, you guys are failing your marketing because I'm not seeing shit. And I know a lot of that does still go into TV budgets and stuff like that. But it's like, I should see something on Instagram. You would think. I keep seeing advertisements to go to Disney. So advertise your movies to me. God damn it. Anyway. So yeah, I'm completely out of the loop right now. And I am actually very upset about it. I like going to movies and theaters. Oh well. Saved us money. It has, well, kinda. I'm very glad that we did not go see Super Mario Brothers in theaters though, because it was fine, but I was bored. Now it was really good for Dallas because he recognizes all of the games that were like referenced in it and things like that, which is super cool. But I'm like, it riffed off of Guardians too hard, like Guardians of the Galaxy too hard. And I'm just like, nope, I'm bored. I'm like, there's so much good content with Mario, and you had to do a copy or damn near copy of Guardians. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Anyway, that was my takeaway from it. It felt like Guardians of the Galaxy with Super Mario Bros. And it was an isekai. I have nothing fully against isekai, but it's like, again, it's overdone. We need a new shonen genre. It's why I actually enjoy Demon Slayer, is because it's like almost more traditional shonen. Right? Like, let's go beat up this like bad guy. Shit. Not reverse isekai from a gamer world. Again, nothing against isekai, and honestly, the more anime we get, the better. However, a touch overdone again as well right now. Although it is funny thinking about it, because it's like, isekai existed before isekai knew what isekai was. Because if you look at like Escaflowne, that's an isekai. Like, okay, if you were to go by today's definition of what isekai is otherworld. Just for anyone who is not chronically watching anime, as I was for a while. So the prime example of isekai that probably kicked a lot of this off and kind of cemented a lot of the journey or a lot of the genre is Sword Art Online is actually a prime example. ReZero, Konosuba, a bunch of that. And usually it's like, it's gotten to the point where it's just even a joke of like, even amongst the isekai fandom, it sounds like, of Truck-san. Like, oh no, Truck-san has gotten another victim. Sort of shit. So, they're self-aware of it. Doesn't mean that it makes it much better sometimes. But anyway, old school isekai, that would have been isekai if it were to come out today, is Escaflowne. Inuyasha technically is isekai. What are some other good examples? Anyway, those are some classic ones. Basically, it's your main character getting transported to another world through extenuating circumstances. It's probably the best description. Okay, and that is extra fabric for small box bags later. But that's literally what Super Mario Bros. Was. Was an isekai. Anyway, I'll get off my high media horse. I'll stop dating myself from what like anime I remember. Rest in peace, Kirby Morrow. Poor guy. Okay, I'm just going to trim these down because the shape of the sleeves is so vastly different that and it's starting to go off the table, so I may as well. Yeah. Then we will put everything onto the steam press. And yeah. Okay, I am at the point now where I'm like, okay, do I do a nap or am I going to be good if I caffeinate again? That headache was actually taking a lot out of me. Although I also know that having a nap would help rid of like the last little lingering bits of headache. So I guess it depends on how well this goes here. Everything has to be prepped before I even consider that. What time is it? 3:40. Because then get the kids home, get them to bed for sure. Those are like the two big steps when we get home. Pack their lunches, and then come down and sew. And I am doing a gentle push towards, I can't do like the full push towards Japan time yet because kids are in school and we got early morning shit to do in the next few days. So I'm like, damn it, this is the week to be doing this. But thwarted. Yeah. What do I have? And Friday is a complete write-off because I have my hair appointment to repink everything. The color retention has been fucking amazing this time. The only reason it's starting to fade now is because I washed it without like doing any actual color treatment. So I'm quite pleased with that. And realistically, the main reason why I'm going and getting it redone is just the roots are a little bit much. But this is end of September through till today. So it's like, what? So September is 3 months, it's a full 4 months, almost 4.5. Probably could have kept it up for 5 or 6. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to book it again for just like, we'll just go straight through to September, which will be 7 months, I guess. That might be a bit much, but I don't know. Definitely before Knit City. It's just whether I do it in between then and Knit City. So if it's 7 months, 3 months after February would be like beginning of May. I was considering doing it like before Otafest actually, which is the anime festival, if I get in. So maybe, I don't know, maybe we do still do that. Wouldn't be the worst idea. Ooh, this is hard on my eyeballs. Just the stripes are like having at. And they're like, hey, would you like to see some optical illusions? I swear the first time I did the interfacing on these, I was able to get 3 across, but apparently not. We can't go much closer on these ones, that's for sure. Flynn's over here just like snoring away. Snore, snore, snore. Not a care in the world. Except that I'm down in the basement and not leaving yet. Actually, I'm going to have to all place this here because then it fits in with this arm, the bell, the size, arm size, I guess. Better at the top here. And actually what we could start doing is we could start cutting off this little bit because realistically the one side of the placket is not something that we'll ever use for fabric. Okay, I'm actually going to trim this across the top. I'll do the last of the tack down. And then I'll take it over to the steam press. And then we'll steam press everything and trim down like the final cuts for the mini. And then we'll decide what we're doing after that. La 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 la, roll up the interfacing. Does it like super tidy up the studio? No. Does it make the studio feel better? Yes. In fact, it does. Okay. Whee! All the way down. Doop. Yay. Okay. Everything's ready for the steam press. Can roll the steam press over here. Plug her in. Do the pressing. Do the cutting. Yeah. Good. Trim it down, trim it down. So I do trim down the interfacing to the generalized shape of the thing because then it doesn't get as stuck in like on the pressing cloth and stuff like that that we use in the steam press. That's actually the main reason. There we go. Lots of scraps we can use later. Always nice. And trim it down. Okay, I'm going to unplug the one iron and then I'm going to go grab the steam press and bring it over here. Sleepy boy is sleepy, i.e. the cat. Do we need more water? Oh yes, we are dry as a bone, so I'll fill it up with water before I bring it over. And I'll have to carry the water over as well. A little bit more. Just a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Just a little bit more to go. Just a little bit more. My little heater's in the way. You come over here, out of the way. Come on over here, steam press. Come on over here, steam press. Now I could technically throw it up on the table, I guess, which, yeah, you know what, let's do that today. I do have it on a Michael's cart because, so much easier to move around than always having to heft it. Yeah, okay. We don't need the quilt board anymore, so I'm going to just throw it back up in it, or at least in here. I have been starting to close this door again because I don't want one of the cats to disappear on us right before Japan. They shouldn't. Well, they wouldn't be, but I wonder where Delia is, actually. She's probably upstairs. Okay. Close it up. Lock it. Bring it over, bring it over, bring it over. Plunk. And then up behind, hopefully. Unlock. Open. On. All the way up. I'm going to keep the card here because, yeah, we will put it back on when it's time to bake. Good. Okay, so this is that stuff. It is the mini exterior. We're going to trim down the sleeve here. Whee! go, there we go. Ready to go on the steam press. The nice thing about the shirt sleeves is they are a little bit thinner. So sometimes we can actually press all 4 layers without concern. Sometimes, not all the time. I did get the omiyage that I was expecting, or that I wanted to for a couple friends. Well, no, omiyage for Natsumi, and then like, yeah, I guess for both. We were out in Banff yesterday, and I'm like, perfect, we'll stop at like Rocky Mountain Soap Co. And then actually we went to the Indian Trading Post, which they had some gorgeous beadwork from the Stony Nakota nations that are just west of me. And so I was like, okay, there we go. So I ended up with this really cool beaded necklace of, it was vintage Stony Nakota apparently. It's pink and it does like a crisscross pattern almost. It's really cool. So I was going to go to a friend, and then for Natsumi, we got her some like soap just to be like, here you go. You do a lot of work for us. So have a souvenir-ish thing. Okay, we are. Okay, that sounded like. Nope, not quite steam yet. Need more balance work. Was it when you're like standing to do your like starting to do like teeth, you're supposed to stand on one foot, right? To like help you balance. Actually, that's not the worst idea because I can do it. Swap it each time we do one of these. Oh yeah. There's a good wiggle in that ankle, which honestly is what you want because then it's like all those little muscles working, so. Okay, well, we know that's pressed. Cool. That is also pressed. And how did you do? You both could use a little bit more TLC. All right, so we're going to stick with 2 layers today then. It won't surprise me if we need to actually reinvest in a new steam press within the next year or so, because this was secondhand. And I doubt highly used because they bought it to make masks. And so probably used a lot and then kind of subsided, which is why they were selling it. But we have definitely put it through its paces since I purchased it. So I think probably, and in some ways I just want to upgrade into something that will be hotter, larger, a larger foot, like pressing surface would be extremely nice. Okay. 1 kato ready to sew. Ha ha ha. Mostly ready to sew. Ha ha ha. We do still need to do the last trim down so that it's like we got the 2 pieces, but this is still easier to press it as 1 piece. Am I using my iron that is unplugged on this? Yes, that also tells you how hot that stays and like how long that stays hot because it's still producing steam. But that is one thing the steam press will not do, is it will not like push out any wrinkles or anything that we get in the fabric. So we still need the iron to do that. Speaking of which, there's a corner that's lifted that could use another press right there too. So. Yeah, all its corners kind of got missed. Okay. Okay, 3 out of 4 ready to go. And so the last kato, and then we'll do the interiors for the small box bags, and then we'll do the sleeves for the minis. Yeah, it's just missing all these corners. What the hell? Okay. Apparently the corners in the steam press are not getting along today. So let's do this one too. It's like a piece of fabric and a big old clump of like interfacing. Woo! It's a good pull off. Okay, so there's the interiors for the small box bags. Now we're down to shirt sleeves. And what I'm actually going to do for shirt sleeves is we're just going to do them individually, but I'm going to fold them in half to press them, and then we'll go from there. Because realistically, hopefully, we can just kind of do it in one fell swoop instead of having to do multiple presses. Yeah, that'll be good enough, I think. Okay, let's try it and see. I think it's my left foot that we're supposed to be balancing on. We'll do one left, one right, one left, one right, because we've got 4 more sleeves, 4 more presses to do. Okay, and then the other key to interfacing and its whole like use is technically laying it on a nice flat cool surface once it's done getting pressed, and that should like help settle it out. And it won't make it crinkle. Right foot balance. Ooh, okay, yeah. Da 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 da. Okay, left foot. And then we'll finish out for balance on the right foot. Yeah, and all these little muscles are sore. My feet are sore, which is wild. I haven't been on them that much today. I think that it would be like settled, but apparently not. Yay, bodies. Yay, bodies. They require so much maintenance. Proactive maintenance. Sucks. Alrighty, that should be everything. That is everything. Should be. It is everything. We're done. We're done. Dun 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 dun. Okay, so that has to come off and be unplugged. And it's gonna have like this whole drama fit apparently. Yay. And then we will close and lock it while I lift it over onto the cart so that I don't splurk myself. Realistically, you pick it up like this and then plunk it over here. And then open it back up because we do not want to singe the cover. And it's still like really hot. Then we'll push it back into its home so that it's out of the way. Come on, my pretty. There we go. You are a hardworking beastie. Let's put you back in your home. It's definitely warmed up down here because, in part, I know that because the space heater isn't coming on consistently, and also because I'm warmer. Thank God. Okay. Sure, now we've got trimmed down the mini traveler cuts. All right, you are all ready to go for your, excuse me, respective bags. Bloop. Cool. And then we have the templates for the minis, which, there we go. We get 2 very happy whisker cats. Actually, I can get multiple whisker cats if I move it up. Perfect, right there. Okay. We'll trace it out. And then trim it after. Zoom and up. Good. Did I get it? I got it. Got it. Okay, and line it up. Zoom the second piece. Yay! Zoomed. Good, and then we'll do the other one. So I only have to do 1 cut. Cute. This is, Black Cats and Japanese Sweets is going to be fucking adorable. Love it. It's got such good colors in it. I don't know why I haven't produced more in it yet. We'll get there, but it's like, why has this been sitting on the shelf for so long? I think we've made 1 or 2 bags out of it. Because it definitely has been cut. So I've made something out of it, but I do not remember what it was. That's for sure. All right. Cut those, and then we'll prep the interior pockets. Radio silence. Sorry. Nah, it's gonna happen. I'm like thinking about there's some reels floating around right now for on Instagram. I'm like, those might be good. The main one being the voices in my head go, and it's like a club song, right? Like but then it fills in with the and and it's like num 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 num, and I'm like, I think I like that. So I know it's copying a lot of people's content, but here we are. Sometimes it's being inspired by other people's content, I guess. It's a better description. Okay. I took a picture of this specifically so that I knew how I was going to like lay it out. So let's see if that translates. Okay. The angled pocket was down here. right here. The slip pocket was like along this edge, and then the big pocket was in here, I think. Angled like that along that edge. There we go. Okay, now the question is there fabric under there? Barely, but good enough. We could shuffle this one this way a little bit. Maybe. There. Okay, that is on the line there. So let's just copy that while I'm here. Cut to the inside of that seam, please. Okay, and then we're going to shuffle here in a little bit. There we go. Like right there. Good. Ish. Okay, and then this, as long as you've got fabric underneath, I'm happy. Okay, good. I am going to finish prepping all of these, and then I'm going for a nap. And then I will be back on tonight to sew all of this. And hopefully to wrap up on maybe, I think I'll choose like 3 more minis to do, or work on the large traveler slings tonight. We're going to work on the large traveler slings tonight because they are quite a rapid sew. But we will be finishing up these pick your owns first. Okay, there's one. Two. And 3. Okay. And then we've got the other bag here. So it's looking mostly like these are best down here. This is best right there. And then we're going to put the or the slip pocket here. Now this is a little bit trickier because it is a very like vertical fabric. Stripes up and down all around. There, shift it. Make those flat. Together. Have you got fabric everywhere? Nope, you need to scoot just a bit. And you have room to scoot this way for sure. Yep, matched. Matched. Duke. Good. Okay. Time to copy the outline of the pocket for the weld pocket. This is going in the back of the bag, and this is the front. This is the top one, which is like what I consider the foam pocket. And then the last one here is the bottom pocket, which I consider the essentials pocket. So like you can get a little mini wallet for me and it will hold your cards and then it's all happy. And then this big one in the back here is like the passport pocket. Oh, right. I was going to make myself a belt bag. I do need to make myself a belt bag, actually. Shit. Okay, well, that'll be Friday or Saturday's task. Wrapping up sewing right before I leave. For myself, though. That's fine. Supposed to be alone. Goddamn. It's like a good quarter inch off of its line. Okay. We're good. That is enough work for now. I will come back tonight and we are going to finish those and prep and hopefully work on some of the other ones as well. This gives me a half-hour nap opportunity, so I'm going to gladly take it right now. I will be back on. I'll post the Instagram links and all the fancy stuff later on. And if you aren't here to join me again, thank you for joining me right now. And I'll chat with y'all really, really soon.